Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rhonda, if we haven't met, and today's video is all about unboxing some art supplies. My favorite thing in the world, pretty much, yeah. So these supplies are a gift to myself, from myself. I bought them, wow, I suck at this. Okay, let me start over. Okay, these art supplies are the bonus present that I got to buy for myself when I finish my latest art challenge. I'm struggling to stay creative during 2020 with everything that's going on in the world and COVID-19 and especially, racial inequality in America, just the systemic racism and the white patriarchy. Anyways, I can't even, it's awful. It's awful. And it's hard to stay creative, but that is the place I want to be in. That's the healthiest place for me, is being creative. And it's so easy to get depressed and just nap on the couch. That's my escape, nap. And even when I feel bad, even art intimidates me, and I want to hide from it because I feel unworthy, I feel inadequate, I'm afraid of messing up, I'm afraid of wasting precious supplies. I'm afraid, I'm afraid all the time. And I need to break out of that. And so part of my own art therapy journey, I guess, is that I've started giving myself challenges, and they can't be too big because I feel so fragile right now. I feel like I could fall down and break at the slightest, new bad thing, really. So I tapped into my motivation, which is purchasing art supplies, because I probably spend most of my art creative time researching art supplies, watching videos on art supplies, scanning the web for sales, looking at products, lusting after new things, and really I should be painting or drawing or writing, most especially. So in order to get out of that thinking about painting, planning supplies, I made this challenge. And today's art supply haul is for my second challenge, actually. I recorded the one for the first challenge. I'll try and post that, but the video is tilted the wrong way, so we'll see about that. But this was my second challenge. The first challenge was to do 15 creative works, any 15, it didn't matter. Even like a doodle for that day, if that's all I could do. If I did that, it counted. And it's all about showing up and trying something instead of thinking about trying something. So I no longer have this chart, the second chart. After I finish the challenge, I burn the chart, and that makes me feel so satisfied, because at first it's like, oh, I'm crossing things off, and then when you get to the end and you have like one or two left and they're hanging on you, you get this adversarial relationship with your chart. I don't know, at least I do, because I want that art supply, but I can't finish my chart. So by the time I finish it, it feels really great, and I am like hitting buy, I already know what I want to get, and I light that sucker on fire, and it feels really good. So hopefully I can post a picture of the chart before I burnt it here. This one was more specific because I wanted to work on painting techniques. Usually when I sit down to paint, I want to do a painting, I want to do a tutorial, and I want it to look nice because I'm a perfectionist. I want it to come out, I want it to be worthwhile, it has to look, and all that stuff isn't making me a better painter. It's just stressing me out, and it's making each new painting that I tackle that much scarier, And so I needed to work on foundation and technique, brushwork. So for that, each time I sat down and did color mixing, I need to work on mixing darks. I realized when I tried to mix darks for a painting, like, oh, I think I knew what I was doing, but this is not working. So mixing darks, brush strokes, patterns and stuff like that. I worked on washes, flat washes, graded washes, all those kind of things that I need work on. And I should put techniques on every everything, because every chart, because that's something I never want to take the time to work on, and that's really how I'll get better, you know, painting and techniques. So it had that, it had drawing on it, because I'm trying to work on several skills simultaneously, because I want to do it all. You know, I just want to know and do and learn everything. And right now that obsession is in art. It's been writing, it's been a lot of other things, but so I'm trying to work on drawing, which I really do feel like is fundamental to everything. Like the better you can draw is all about the better you see things. And so the better you can do that, the better you can paint anything. So I'm trying to work on drawing, and because it's extremely hard for me, because I can't even, my handwriting is terrible, I really know that's where I need to work. So I put drawing on the chart, and I'm also working through a mixed media abstract book, and I put one of those on the chart. So we'll talk about that later, but right now let's just get to this art supply haul. Hey guys, so here's the unboxing. Extreme circumstances for filming that I'll have to ask you to excuse. It's the best time for me to film, but James is unwell and sleeping in, so we are actually filming outside on the patio. So you're gonna hear road and truck noises, among other things, and I am on a tray table, so I apologize, the camera's gonna be a little shaky, but let's do this. So you might be thinking this is kind of a big haul for completing that chart, and you're not exactly wrong, but in my defense, it's not all reward. So, whoop, oh dear, here we go. Okay, let's get rid of this plastic. So the first thing is restocking. This B paper is my practice paper. It is 100% cotton paper for watercolor, 6 by 9 inch, 140 pounds, 25 sheets, acid-free archival, internally and externally sized. A lot of people don't like it for professional, you know, because they love arches and all that stuff, and I would agree that's a little delicate when wet, but that's honestly the only complaint that I could possibly have with it. And the reason I'm so excited is that I'm running out, but for a long time the B paper was out of stock everywhere, every single kind, every single size. You could go to the website, you couldn't find it. All of the online supply shops couldn't stock it. Blick.com actually took it off of their website as even being available. And my favorite part about B watercolor paper is how cheap it is. It's like the cheapest. So it's like almost cheaper than Canson. I'd have to check the numbers, but it might even be cheaper than Canson XL, which everybody uses as beginner or practice paper. And that's cellulose paper. It's not even cotton, which will behave differently. So as soon as I got an email from Jackson's, oh no, this is Jerry's. As soon as I got an email that this was back in stock at Jerry's, I definitely bought myself 2 packs. Yay! So I was ridiculously excited about 2 packs of 6 by 9 paper. Anyways, so that's that, restocking. Also, my table is like this big, so I am putting things on the ground. But next is something I've been wanting to buy for a while, and I consider more of like a office or art need than like, this wasn't really my bonus. So this is a tube ringer so that you can get all the very last bits out of your tubes. And this works for me because I am obsessed with being efficient and obsessed with not wasting things. Admittedly, there's a metal version which might be better or stronger, but it was a lot more expensive. And for my needs, I think this is going to work perfect. You just stick your tube in and then just crank it, and these little rollers just roll it through. And this is the good size for me. They have little small keys that you can put in, but I thought this would definitely work for sure. I don't want to fuss with the keys. And also, I have Liquitex, you know, basics or acrylic tubes that are about this big, they're plastic, and those won't crimp the way a metal tube, they won't crimp permanently, but this is wide enough to fit the end of those tubes in, so I can squeeze the very last out of that. And those can be hard especially to get the paint out of. So I'm really excited to finally have got this. And I'm pretty sure I got it on sale for $7. The other one is like $20, the metal one, but I think this will be perfect. So here are my lovelies, and this is my little bonus. Jerry's Artarama has these buy it, try it things, and they're sort of like these special sales on items that you might be interested in, and they sell them really cheap. It's amazing. So I got this 2-pack of brushes for $2.25, which is kind of ridiculous. I've been wanting to try a rigger brush, and I didn't know how much I would use it or like it. I tend to have the shakes, so I can't imagine making straight lines with it. But lately I've been watching Angela Fair, who's amazing, and she does expressive techniques. You know, it's all, honestly, it's a lot abstract, but she makes this awesome use of this rigger brush, not to make straight lines, but like she does like this side brushing with it, and it's just, it makes all these crazy marks, you know. So for like, this is right now for my needs, probably going to be for expressive mark making. And I'm really excited because this is the, it's a Rigger 1, and it's the Mimic Squirrel. So this is a synthetic brush, and this is the Mimic Squirrel type, and I have their Mimic synthetic squirrel in a round 6, and honestly it's like my go-to brush still. It's like the first watercolor brush I got, and it's my go-to. So I'm really excited about this. It should have a good spring and snap, and also that was what I wanted to get, but what came with it as well is this round 2. So this little one, which is great because the smallest watercolor brush size I have right now is a 4. So I'm really excited to try this. And I know these are brushes that I like. So that was awesome. $2.25 for 2 of those brushes. That's ridiculous. The round was probably $6 or $7 when I bought it, you know? So this is what I wanted to get. The bonus is very obviously paint, because you know me. I love paint and pigment. Yeah, I'm so excited. So here is the first one, M. Graham. Lately I've become obsessed with having a cool yellow, because I do not have a cool yellow. And I hear all over the place that most artists are like, oh, I don't like a cool yellow, but I love neon colors. And so I wanted a yellow that was like as cool as possible, like as cool and close to highlighter yellow as possible. And I researched pigments and colors, and not only that, like it's PY3 for a pigment, which is going to be the coolest yellow pigment. But also I went to Jane Blundell's website and looked at swatches to see which of the brands of PY3 was the coolest. And so this is what I came up with. I especially love it because it's M. Graham, and M. Graham makes their paints with honey in them. And a lot of artists complain that their M. Grahams never dry and they're goopy and all that stuff. But I live in Southwest Florida, which is hot as the devil and more humid than anything. And so you would think that all of my paints would re-wet perfectly, and that would be true if I was outside. But instead, my AC runs constantly almost in order to keep the temperature down and also keep the humidity out. So my house is bone dry, and I have trouble re-wetting things like Daniel Smith, also, you know, Winsor & Newton, like those things that most people don't have a problem with per se. I find those a little bit harder, and I'm jealous of people who can just spritz their watercolor pans a little bit and then wait a few minutes and use all of their lovely colors. I actually take a pipette and drop water like onto, and like more than one drop onto all of my paints, or not even all of them, because even that will evaporate quickly. And so just the ones I think I'm going to use like right then. So I am in love with honey paints because I can get so much more pigment so much quicker. And so M. Graham is definitely the one I wanted. So we'll look at this real quick. This is a 5 15 milliliter tube, which is very chunky, will last me a while. It's Hansa Yellow, Series 2. You can see on the side it has the light fastness is a 2, because yellows, unless it's a cadmium, which is, you know, very thick and opaque, they're gonna fade faster. So light fastness 2, and it's PY3, which is the Aralide yellow pigment, and it doesn't have, you know, how transparent or not it is on the tube, but we'll figure it out. And then here's the other one I wanted. Oh my god, I forgot I bought this one. Oh, what a super exciting day. Oh my goodness. Alright, so Da Vinci paints, they do not have honey, but I've heard they're extremely easy to re-wet as well. And I've been really interested in trying these. They're made in America, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. Denise Soden has an earth-friendly palette from them that I want to try. But before I spent the money, I figured I would try these colors. So the first one that I remembered that I bought, this indigo, I have an indigo, and I quickly realized that indigo in watercolor or painting is not the same as the indigo you see in the spectrum. Like, they all seem to have black in them, so it's a very different color. And I was disappointed. I want actual indigo. So I bought this Da Vinci indigo because it doesn't use a black pigment. So this is Da Vinci, sorry, mosquito. This is also, I think, a 15 milliliter tube. We'll look it up. So it says indigo, and real indigo is fugitive, extremely fugitive, so nobody uses that pigment. So let's see. This again is going to have light fastness 2, which is very good, not excellent. It's got pigment PB27, which is Prussian blue, and PV19, quinacridone violet. So it also does not have the opacity marking, and that is totally fine. It doesn't matter to me. And then the second one that I bought that I completely forgotten about is this Opus Vivid Pink, and this is in the category of like opera, which is fugitive. Opera is like a neon color, fluorescent color, so it's light fastness not even rated. So theirs is Opus Vivid Pink, but I've heard that their light fastness is better. See, light fastness not even rated. Oh, it does say semi-transparent. I should have checked that other one. So, but this one has PR 122 in it, quinacridone magenta, which is not fugitive, so at least we retain a lot of the color. And then the CI index for the red dyed polymer that they use is doesn't exist. Sometimes there's like a BV number or BR number, but I've heard that this is the closest to opera with light fastness, and I will be doing my own light fastness test. So this says semi-transparent, and let's see, the indigo says, you probably already read this. Oh, sorry. It doesn't even say. See, I'm not ridiculous. Okay, let's swatch these. Side note, I am sweating to death out here. Whew. Okay. Alright, so I've got a swatch sheet, and I've got my palette. I try to reuse palette dirt whenever possible. I have a lot of ceramic palettes and things I'm working on. I've been doing landscapes with this one, obviously. I need to do some more so I can clean it off, but let's squeeze some of this out. So we're going to be careful opening this in case it explodes. Out of the tube. Nope, not bad. Let's do a little boop. A little gummy. I like it. Graham, which We'll put over here. That one is very solid coming out of the tube, or, you know, solid, not runny. It's nice, no binder separation. Indigo, what are you doing to me? Oh, busted right out. Okay. In fairness, it is so hot out here. Like, they quickly heated up past room temperature. This thing is round. You can see it wants to bust right out. Okay. Here we go. I got my trusty water bucket, which, I don't know if you can see it, is a kid's water pail. Alright, I am swatching on Moulin de Roy. I don't know if that's how you say it, but it is cold pressed and it's a 100% cotton. So we're going to do Hansa Yellow first. Just a little wet brush, a little bit of dab. I'm using my Da Vinci Casaneo Synthetic Quill number 2, which is currently my favorite brush in the entire world. Try to keep this steady. I apologize for the shakiness. So that's basically neat, straight out of the tube right there. That concentration. Dip it in the water once, brush it off. And dip it in the water again, brush it off. Gorgeous. Okay. All right. A little water. There we go. Let's do the. I'm gonna do the pink next because the indigo is obviously going to be pretty heavy in my water. Let's see. Okay. This one is goopy, but it doesn't collect quite as nice as the yellow. Get this. Oh my goodness, that is so gorgeous. Oh, I'm in love. Oh goodness, I can already see the fluorescence that's going to fade pretty quickly. So I'll do my light fastness and we'll come back to that. All right, dip it in the water once. Oh goodness, so beautiful. And it flows really well. You can see it's flowing right down the page. So I went with like a thinner concentration there. Oh yeah. Oh, so pretty. I'm so excited. I'll show it next to the opera when I swatch that one, but I haven't done a good swatch of that yet. I have Sennelier's opera, which is gorgeous, of course. Here we go. Let's do the indigo. A little goopy. Work with me, indigo. Okay, we'll do straight out of the tube. Oh yeah, that is blue. See how exciting that is? Straight. Okay. One dip in the water. Oh, look at that flow. Da Vinci, I didn't know you flowed so well. Where have you been all my life? Oh no, I dipped it in the pink. Oh, that was the wrong side of the bucket. Whoops. Ignore that. Oh, that blue is just absolutely gorgeous to die for. This is fantastic. What a great day. Yay. So we'll see how these dry. The yellow is cooler than the camera shows. I wish I could show you how beautiful that is. In thinner, it's like actually like a highlighter. This indigo makes me so happy. Look at how it's such a beautiful color. And then there's really, what could you say about this except gorgeous? So definitely these Da Vinci paints, they flowed just amazing right off. I can't wait to use them. And this yellow is very solid, you know, so I'd water it down. And yeah, so that's it. I've got my next chart set up already and we'll go for more bonus paints. Bye guys, thanks for hanging out.